going on? Something on my doggone. What the heck? It's something on my screen, and it was looking really blurry. So, anywho, I'm gonna put this up, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys because I can't find. I'm always not able to find my little stopper, which is it's okay because what I am going to say does not need any visual cues or anything. I tried to make this yesterday, and it did not go out as planned. So I'm gonna try to do it today because I think it's very imperative that I share this moment, okay? And so you guys know I talked about it earlier how I just got finished with doing another national pageant. Um, excuse me, one that most people know about because you see it on television a lot. Okay, come on now, you're doing the most. All right, sir, come on, Carl. Come on now. So anyhow, yeah, so I ended up doing this pageant, and I came back, and I was invited to one of the local shelters here, and just to speak and what well, not only to speak, but just to share, my testimony and everything like that. And they wanted me to come and just, talk and see and go to the whole reception. Well, I did not know that the whole entire display or the theme was dealing with princesses and queens wearing their crowns, standing in their truth. So y'all know I began to cry. Well, you know what? How I felt that day, how I felt yesterday, I felt like I starts, okay? Not I began to cry, because I went through a lot. I went through a great deal, ordeal of that, and just to be able to have that turn around for me, and to see it, and to help others, let me know that all things are possible, and that what I was going through and the work that I did, it was not in vain. Sometimes you think like when people overlook you, when people say horrible things to you, you overlook. You tend to just, overlook at things, just not look at things and overlook. And I found out that that was not. I found out that that was not the case. That was not the case at all. God had a purpose for me. He had a plan for me. He wanted to see me prosper. So that was really, really big and very important for me to see. Anyhow, as I got finished, I went to go see one of my old coworkers at my former job. And the reason why I had to go see him there is because our time slots, as far as being available, were different. He has a whole family. He's a minister. He has a lot of things on his plate. And then the times that he was free, I would be doing a lot of pageant stuff. I would be doing a lot of stuff for my business. It wasn't working. So the only time that we actually had that was actually free was the time that he was right there. So I was like, okay, I'll be able to come, and we'll have this discussion and everything else. And so, I get there, and as I get there, let me tell you about something about hate. People will act like they really like you, but in reality, they admire you, but they hate everything against you. And I started to see that when I came back. First of all, there's a door. They try to make sure that you go through a certain door when you go out there. So, and this is a shelter. So I'm sitting at the door, I'm ringing the buzzer. They're acting as if they don't see me. They're acting as if, I'm not there. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. If we was at that front desk, when I used to have to work that front desk, they had so many policies and procedures that it was baffling. You know, all this other extra work that I had to do, and if I did not have that door open, it would be so much trouble, y'all. Even though I didn't even get hired to do that position, okay? But this individual, let's say Barbara Ann, she listen, did not care. Look, turned the other way. So I had to walk literally the other way, go and talk to her like, hey, you didn't see me right there? Oh yeah, the thing might be locked. No, it wasn't. You know, me, I'm not about to go for that. I'm not going for the oh, it might have been locked. No, that's your job. You was right there. You saw it. I've worked in that same position, so I know what is expected, and I know the details unless they change something. You know, unless they lied and changed something. And so for me, yeah, it just baffled me. When I say it baffled me, it baffled me. It baffled me. And so anyhow, I started talking to him. I started seeing the people that I was cool with, who was supposedly supporting me, wouldn't have anything to say to me. Okay, when I was there, while I was there working, they was, oh yeah, you should do this. This person is doing this bad thing, but you need to focus. That's all right. I'm in your corner, girl. You my sister. You this. You know, especially the people that were in higher management. You know, they you know, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be this and that. You know, you're gonna have a lot of possibilities. Blah blah this blah. You know, but then when I came back, on a good note, because you know, of course, I won. You know, it's Indiana. I was on television. You know, they start seeing things. I'm telling y'all this because it happens every time you elevate. Every single time. And there has not been a time when I started elevating, that this has not happened. And so this is why I'm explaining this. And so, anyhow, while I'm talking to him, I see the other gentleman, the older guy, who was just so motivating, so encouraging, seeing all this nice stuff. I see him not one time he over there talking. I overhear him because we're in these little plastic, like plexiglass, like little cubicles. He's talking all kind of crap about me, and then he's like smiling. He's like trying to figure out, looking at me and everything. But he didn't say not a word to me, y'all. When I say not a word, not a mumbling word, and I just played it off, and it gave me at that moment, because God was giving me subtle clues before, and I was like, nah, that might not be true. But at that moment, I recognized and I saw what it was. Some people can't go and verbally and openly praise you because they done dogged you so much in public, and they would look like a hypocrite. They would look like a hypocrite, you know. There we go. I'm gonna keep it this way. They will look like a hypocrite, y'all. And that's one thing that they don't want to do. When people who really, you know, who are they are covertly intimidated or against you, listen, they will throw stones and hide. I can remember when this person, one day he was like, I remember they were trying to get me to go. It was COVID time. And I remember that they wanted people like me to stay away from, even though I was walking through those halls, waking those men up during wake up time, all that other stuff. They had this new policy. They didn't want the women and the people who had to be at the front desk, or they doing public relations, anything with people on the other side that were not clients, because we had to deal with people on the outside. They didn't want us to go and deal with the clients, which that was totally against what I was going for, because my field is dealing with the clients. I've been doing this for quite some time, almost a decade. In 2 more years, it will be a decade. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like, that's fine. But when COVID hit, all of a sudden, now we bunched in with these people, and they want us to go and Give these people all their meals, go inside, get ourselves sick. And the excuse that they wanted to have was, oh, well, this person has a family. Everybody has a family, baby. Everybody comes from a family. But you wouldn't give me the respect and the decency to let me go and do what God called me to do. But I could do the scraps. I could be a janitor. I could be this. I could be that low class thing. And they couldn't even say, and I won't even say that that's low class, because that takes a lot of responsibility, a lot of duties. That takes a lot of trying. That takes a lot of skill to deal with that. But we had people who were already medically, professionally there. We had nurses there who would refuse to go and deal with some of the COVID patients, and they wanted us to do that. And feel no, that's not right. If you want to follow one procedure, then follow that and keep that together. And so I would see that, and when that happened, I remember that after I got finished, I hadn't heard from that person for a minute, for like a couple of days. Usually he'll be trying to talk to me every single day. He would go and follow me at the gym. He would find out what times I would be at the gym, and then just show up acting like he just appeared there, and act like he, oh, I just want to talk to you, blah blah. It is like, y'all, whole comical, just tired trash. Okay. Anywho, I remember when I got finished and I said, I'm not doing this. That's not fair. Like, everybody needs to take a turn if that's the case, because everyone has a family. I just got finished, having health issues. If you really want to put that out, y'all act like, come on now. I went through a lot. Everybody should have a fair. If that's the case, and you want to be fair, then everybody should go and tend to these people. You're not just going to use me as a dumpster. That's not who I am. That's not what you're going to do. And people get upset when you stand up for yourself, okay? Understand it. So he calls, and he's like, oh, yeah, how was everything? I heard you was upset. About what was going on. And I'm like, no, I wasn't upset. And he starts bringing up, oh, yeah, you were upset. They said that you was upset because you, what do you say? Because your boss wanted you to do this. I said, no, I wasn't upset. He said, you told me that. I'm like, I know that I never told him that, because we hadn't talked in a couple of days. And usually this fool is in my face. And so that gave me an inkling, like, I didn't tell you that. He's like, no, yes, you did. Silly. Did you forget? No, I didn't forget. You're lying. That kind of thing. So that brought it to my attention. I was just like, man, like, you know what, God, thank you so much. Even though I had to learn the hard way, I'm so grateful that you allowed that whole relationship, let that whole dynamic dissipate. I'm so glad that I was able to walk away, because that place it's known in here as a big, huge place. I'm glad that I was able to put one foot in front of the other and still have my confidence, still have my sanity, because all they did was play a lot of my manipulation games, and I had to go through it, but it showed me that day, yesterday, like, okay, this is a snake. So next time I see this person, we don't have any conversation. And I've gotten to the point where I don't have to be rude to you, because I've already seen that I'm winning in life. The only reason that a person would do something like that and try to be manipulative and try to make you look as bad, because people are seeing that you have progress, and they see that you have stamina, and they see that you're able to do things. The only reason that they are trying to make you come after you that way is that they're trying to make you look bad to somebody else who's already seeing you as great, who is already seeing you as a great person. And I mark my words, I'm telling y'all, that's just like that hangman spirit, That's really what it is, But I've come to the conclusion in having my walk with God, is, for one, keep doing what I'm doing, but at the same time, don't be friendly to a snake. You can't keep saying, okay, well, maybe this person gonna come around. No, they are a snake. Call a snake what it is. And this person will always try to use, back tones, and try to use things that we're in common. That's a red flag within itself. That's already showing me, instead of doing right is right, wrong is wrong. So yeah, just shoot, be on the lookout for those kind of people. Be on the lookout. They think they slick, they think they doing stuff, but I can tell you they not. I can tell you they not. If you keep going and you keep doing it, keep doing what God tell you to do, you ain't gonna have to worry about them, other than cutting them off, other than being very sharp, being very direct. For my benefit, for my benefit, one of the good things that I did, I reported this guy because something just in my spirit felt so off. So if it was ever to a point, which I don't think so, because I'm off of that job now, I don't have to deal with it. But if it comes full circle and I have to come back and something else pops up, I'll be able to deal with it. I'll be able to not only deal with it, but more things will come out, because like I said, when you're dealing with somebody who is a snake, they throw stones, they hide. That's their thing. That's their MO. They're going to throw stones and they're going to hide. They're not going to... And that's exactly what he would do. That's exactly what he would do. He'd say something. He would, put people in different directions. One of the times I noticed, this was, I think, where he really got the hang of, like, I was peeping him out for what he was. One day he had his son. His son had this paper. It was a statistics paper, and he wanted me to do his paper. And I'm like, for one, I don't even have enough time to do my own homework. I barely be doing my own homework, let alone some other grown person, because this person is not a teenager. This is a grown adult in college. And I'm sitting here like, if you that interested, then he's like, I've been helping he would say that he was helping his son with it. But let me tell you, when I would go to work, there would be somebody else talking about that they helping this person with his son's homework. And it was not just the female that he was finessing. These were men that he was finessing, y'all. It was just so many strikes that happened with this person. Like, when I say so many strikes, and I'm telling y'all this because I know it's a purpose behind this. Some people, we all go through this at certain times. There are people who are just manipulative. They are very manipulative, and they want to get you on the bandwagon. They want to take they know you got gifts, they know you got talents, and they know you're going places, and they want to jump on that bandwagon. They not only do they want to jump on the bandwagon, they want to climb over you. They want to climb over you. So you got to be so careful with those types of individuals. You got to be steady. You have to be steady. That's why you have to cut them off before they even sprout. Another issue I had, it was another person who was, acting like they were so close to me, but I knew from the beginning, because this person would just gossip a lot. And y'all know I really hate gossiping. I really hate it. I really hate it so much, because even if someone else did what somebody else said, like, why is it any of your concern? If it did not hurt you, if it's not concerning you, how, like, why? Why? Is it gonna help somebody? Yeah, then yes. And on top of that, if it did hurt you, did you go to that person? Did you deal with it adequately? Now, if you dealt with it adequately and you that person didn't fix it or something like that, then it's no longer gossip. It's you telling the truth and letting stuff be aware. It's no longer gossip. So that's the difference. But this individual would gossip. Anything that he would hear, anything that he would say, he wouldn't even know if it's true or not. He would go and just tell. And being attacked by a lot of gossip and being a victim, okay, of people bashing you and assassinating your character. Oh, that, you know how that feels. You don't want that ever to happen. Oh, look at that little doggy. Oh, when you see that happen to you, you never want that to happen to anyone else, okay? And I say anyone else. Oh, in the water, you so cute. Oh, this dog is so cute. So yeah, but he was definitely a gossip. he was also a married person. He what annoyed me. One of the things that really got me, and this is how I felt like, and I still feel this way. If you are married and you are trying to talk to somebody who is single, and you are married, I don't give a care if the relationship is rocky. I don't care if the relationship was toxic. I don't care. If you are talking to someone while you are, or attempting to talk to someone while you are married, you are a traitor. You are a traitor. And you can say, oh, I was abused, this person attacked me. Yeah, okay, you can be through abuse, but you know what? If you feel that way and that happened, then you shouldn't try to drag anybody else into that mix. You should clear up what needs to be done. And then go and pursue. If things are meant to be, it will happen. And so, people like that, I don't respect at all. I don't respect. I think of them as the scum of the earth, especially if you consider yourself a man or a woman of God. Listen. You are the scum of the earth. You are the scum of the earth. I don't care what you can say. Oh, this person punched me, abused me, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you leave? Did you leave? Nah. Half of them people. So they're at that job, let me tell you, 90% of those people who were trying to talk to me were married. The other, 7% had girlfriends that lived with them, okay, and was still trying to talk to me, y'all. It was just, so that part, like I said, it was like, I don't respect. I can't respect that. I can't respect that. Because listen, and think about it. People are like, oh, well, people have different things. You got to think about that. That same energy that they carry to you, because they're not giving you 100%. You're only seeing part of what they're going through. Even if they are totally true that this person abused them, you got to see, what are they going to do during hard situations? You're looking at, what do they do at hard situations? Do they buckle down? Do they take what is given to them? Or do they take the necessary steps to make things right in their lives? If they can't do that in their lives, what makes you think that they are going to do that for y'all life if y'all get together? Just think about it. Just think about it. I can't get it. I can't get it. So just let me know. I think of you as the scum of the earth, and I will always think of that until you get yourself better. And that's how I'm going to treat you, like the scum of the earth. And so, this individual gossip. He had a whole nother wife. He was out of, I'm not trying to be, I'm above anybody, but I literally was out of his league, okay? Morally, ethically, okay? I was out of his league. Physically, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to put it out there, okay? Physically, I was out of his league. And he even said that, so, no, but this person, a dog who carry a bone will bring one, okay? That I knew that, like, what happens spiritually. Somebody who's gossiping, they're gonna run with whatever they can get. That makes them feel good. They're going to run with whatever they can get, okay? So any kind of news that makes them feel better, to talk about somebody else's stuff instead of dealing with their own problems, that's what they're gonna do. And so that I was no different. He really didn't have any people who, he would say, oh, this person is friend, they cool, but he would talk about them too. So that gave me that gave me that notion, like, okay, I see what he is, And so he just expected, like, I was gonna be all huggy and happy and everything else. No, we not. I didn't even come for you. Hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. Because I want that to be very clear. I want that to be very clear when I told you, when I told him before, even when I was working there, I would tell him, like, I don't want to, if it's not professional, I don't want to have nothing to do with it, we was in different fields, so no. But yeah, that's how it was. And then you know what? When I started, putting people in their places and dealing with the snake respectively, guess what happened? All the snakes started going together. All the snakes started gathering together. See, that's the thing that what you got to understand. When you stand up for yourself, when people do you wrong, and you stand up for, or they, they think that you're a pushover, they'll be so nice to you. They will be so nice to you if they think they can run over you. Oh, that's kind of sad that somebody did this. The moment you open your mouth and you put your foot down and you stand up for everything, and the light is shown, and you see all the snakes that are around, you see people who you thought was your friends, they flip on you, or they was in between. And let me tell you something. Anybody who can be cool or respect or be friends with somebody who has hurt you spiritually, physically, emotionally. I have family members that I have stopped talking to because they were still cool and still friends with somebody who literally wanted to take my life or to beat me up or to make harm. They are not your friend. They are your enemy. They are your enemy. I want you to understand that. They are no longer your friend. They are your enemy. And vice versa. I would never. Anytime you're talking about bringing hurt, harm, or danger to somebody that I care about, you're an enemy to me. You're an enemy to me. That's what it is. You are an enemy. Okay? And anybody who can sit up there and knowing this person is trying to rip you to shreds, rip your reputation, rip your self-esteem, rip your whole professional profile of you, and still be okay with them and still talk to you, that's an enemy. That's an enemy. Don't mistake it for nothing else. It's an enemy. You ain't no frenemies here. You are either a friend or enemy. Ain't no frenemies. Ain't no frenemies. Because the frenemies are for real enemies to me. And I ain't playing that. Oh shoot, I went the wrong time. I should have went to the gym today. But anyhow, yeah, so you have to be clear and tough as nails. You cannot be cool with a snake, because a snake is gonna leak. And somebody who is really out to get you, and they acting as if they're your friends, listen, they'll lick you up. That's how some people end up dying, going to different places and getting set up. They will set you up. They will set you up. Okay? And don't mark my words. I've seen it happen so many times in my life. Not just seeing it on the outside when people get set up and shot up. I've had it in my life where people will literally try to set me up. What interview are you going to? You tell them what interview you're going to. Next thing you know, you don't get the job because they done already called the people and told them all this kind of crazy stuff. Or got in connection with somebody who has connections with that job and said all kind of crazy stuff to you. Okay, all kind of crazy stuff to you. Okay, and so I want you to get very clear, because when I got distinctively clear, a lot of things started to fall off. It might hurt a little bit, because I ain't gonna say it didn't. It hurt my soul sometimes. It even hurt a little bit going in there and seeing what people was doing and what they was on and all that other crazy stuff. Because most of the time people be thinking that when I first got there, people thought, she easy, she looked like she loose, she this and that. But when they saw that I had character, they saw I had stamina, then it's even more of a challenge. I could break her. But then when they started seeing the more truth, now they gotta hate me, because what they done told and what they projected on me is a lie. It's a lie. Okay? They gotta break you down so that they can come and conquer you. And another thing, I'm gonna say this: don't think, some people will act like they like you, or act like they really for you, or care for you, and they really want to conquer you. They want to conquer you emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I've seen a lot of women do this, and I've seen a lot of guys do this too. Y'all be surprised. Some of these guys don't even like women, and they just want to be on them because of they have this masculine issue with them, not feeling masculine enough, and they really want to conquer you. You thinking that, oh yeah, this person thinking that I'm desirable. They really like me. They like what I'm going. I'm ambitious. I'm this. Oh, don't be an ambitious woman. And they feel against that. One guy told me at my old job that I was just talking about, I don't think women should be over should be overworking with men. They should be on the women's side dealing with homeless men and all that. I mean, homeless women and that, and not homeless men. Not with the certification. And I'm sitting in my head like, this guy has no degree. The person that helped him get into that position was a woman, not a man, a woman. Oh my God, it just cracks me up. It was just so much. The person that helped him get into the promotion was a woman, not a man. But yet and still, that's what he wanted to say. That's what he had to offer. You know. So you, being the person that you are, you gotta be acceptable to that. You gotta see. Yeah, you can't tell me that's not a snake. And not only that, he talked so bad about the woman who promoted him, like a dog, and she had nothing but good things to say about him. That's what just took the cake for me. And so, yeah, people like that, you gotta be acknowledgeable of them, acknowledge who they are. The quicker you acknowledge who and what they are, the better you'll be. And not only that, once you acknowledge who they are, put them in their proper place. Put them in a proper place, because a snake has to get close to you to bite. A snake has to get close to you to squeeze you to death. A snake has to get close to you before it can rattle itself, and rattle its tail and beat you with it, or to stick its fangs, or to hit you, or twist you. It has to get close. And when you see the snake and your grass is low and you see what it is, you have a good divine opportunity to get away from that snake. So you won't have to deal with the effects and their attacks. And also, the good thing about snakes is that a snake is a snake. It will bite. If its duty is to constrict and to twist and constrict and twist and construe, then it's going to do that, whether you're there or not. So all you have to do is focus on yourself, because a twisted person is going to do that to somebody else. It's not their first rodeo. Probably won't be their last. But they're going to do it again. They're going to do it to somebody else. And by that time, they'll be able, because some of the people on the outside, they're thinking that it's funny. They're thinking that it's cute and funny and all that, while you're going through it, because they painted a picture. They painted a picture about you to somebody else, probably to your boss, to some of the coworkers that I knew. They're going to paint that picture. And if they're not smart enough, or they don't have discernment to know that, going into an institution or a place like that, you're dealing with patterns and not a person physically. You're dealing with stuff spiritually, patterns, because you can see, when I got in there, that was the first thing that I thought about. There was a pattern. Oh, let's see if I can get that. There was a pattern of them talking about the last person. This person was so twisted, but the person that was there, he had been there for a year and a half. And when he first got there, they was like, oh, he was so great, and I'm like, what happened in between them? My study is for behavior analysis. What happened in between that time? Because it just don't happen. It just doesn't change. Something else had to trigger that reaction to where this person wasn't so bad. So what happened in your mind from having that different description of that person, and what happened in their mind, to where they were acting different, if they were. And what I learned is that going through it myself and seeing things, it was patterns. It was patterns, because the person before them, overhearing about the person before them, it was the same description. It was the same exact description. And so, that's the same thing you're going to deal with a toxic snake, or even a toxic environment, because it's hella snakes. It's just so many snakes. And so, yeah, that's just a couple of things to be mindful of. Yeah, there's a couple of things to be mindful of. That space. That space. Please don't let it get down on me. Okay, that's not a bus. But yeah, that space that it hears. Well, they would do it again. They would do it again. But once you being the person that you are, if you understand it, if you understand the assignment, what you need to do is work on it. For me, I used it for what it was. It was a great institution. It is very reputable. It is known for certain things. So the things that I had, I was able to build off of. I was able to build off of. And so, which I was grateful for. And I did that. And it helped me get to the next stop in my journey. It helped me to get to the next stop in my journey. So, on that, I know I've been on here for quite some time. I'm going to, it's 30 something minutes. I'm going to get off here. Dang, man. I'm going to get off of here. Doggone road closed. Ooh, excuse me. That was kind of bad, Bill. I'm going to get off of here because I need to find a way out, and I need to get on some tougher roads and do what I need to do for it. Do what I need to do for today. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys dealing with snakes. Like I said, keep that grass low. And another reason I forgot, most of all, when you go through this, understand that why it was imperative. It was so imperative for me to see that was because, for one, and it was so crazy because this guy was so snakish like he even knew. Some people know what your destiny is going to be. Some people know. Some people know your destiny. Some people know. Some people know before you. In this world, I promise you. This guy was literally just telling me what was going to happen. You going to be so much better than this. You going to be this and that. But at the same time, I didn't know that he was so against me until things started spewing out. And so that's one thing that you need to know. God is allowing you to see that because somebody who has that power to know can really harm you. You think about Joseph. Think about Joseph and his brothers. Joseph was able to interpret the dream. I mean, he was able to tell about the dream, but his brothers were able to interpret the dream. His brothers were very prophetic. They were able to see. They were able to use discernment. They can fully see that their dad loved Joseph, and they took that as jealousy instead of looking at translation. I have the gift of seeing before, and it gave him a lot of harm. God is allowing you to see those snakes so that you can separate from among them, so you can be far away. Some people, you want them to hear your story, but when they hear your story, you are going to be so far away, they only can hear. They only can see from a distance. You're going to be glistening so hard, they're only going to be able to see from a distance. You hear me? They're only going to be able to see from a distance. Because if they come close enough, a snake is a snake. They will bite you. They will wrap around you. They will try to squeeze your anointing to death. They will do all kinds of stuff. When you're dealing with wicked people, don't take it as strange for these people to try to, come on now, drive, baby. Thank you. Don't think of it as strange as this person, when they start following you. I had people who was just trying to find out where I go, what I do. These people, very, very much so. Don't think of it as strange. Don't think of it as strange things. They just start popping up, showing up. Because that's what they do. That's what the enemy does. Don't think of it as strange when, God wakes you up in the middle of the night and tell you to pray and show you who's been praying literally against you. And they right next beside of you, swearing up and down that you are the sweetest thing ever. Swearing up and down that they praying for you when they knocking you down every single time. Okay? Don't think of it as strange. I'm gonna get up off of here because I need to do what I need to do, y'all. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And I'm out of here, y'all. Bye.